Hi, everyone. Welcome to Spill the Tea Radio, where we interview awesome singer songwriters and those who influence their lives. Spill the Tea Radio explores the journey, creativity, and inspiration behind the songs. My next guest is an award winning Ontario based country music artist. She left behind her high level career in finance as well as her marriage to launch what has become an incredible country music career. To date, she has been featured on SiriusXM's Top of the Country, over 50 radio stations across Canada, and on multiple television shows. So, let's spill the tea with Amanda Keeles. Welcome, Amanda.
Thank you, David. I'm happy to be here.
Well, lots to chat about in that intro. Um, People will really be perplexed at the career change. You went from finance, you were working with massive portfolios, making very, very good money, and you decided to follow a passion of yours into music. So, what was the connection between finance and music,
You know,
other
when
than
I
making money and making music?
it's yeah, it's such a difference, really, isn't it? And when I first decided that, you know what, I'm going to follow my heart and follow what I love, I think people thought I was crazy.
Mhm.
They were like, you're going from something that is so risky and really you don't know where it's going to go. Is it going to pay well? Is it not going to pay well? And I'm telling you, as a artist coming out of the gate brand new, it does not pay. It does not pay as well as my finance career. But I think that it was just something I've always wanted to do. And there was a point in my life where it it was I didn't have the ability to do it. I didn't have the outlet to do it. And so I kind of buried it and I concentrated on my career to kind of fill that void of having something personal to put my energy into. Yes, I was married and I had two beautiful boys, and I lived that whole part of my life. But then there became a day where it was like I felt like I needed to do it. There was something that just wouldn't rest inside of me, that
Right.
I needed to share my music, all the things that I've written. I wanted people to hear.
You have a story behind your journey that when you started out, and then you put everything on hold for 2 decades, and now
Mhm.
you're back. So tell us about that journey.
Well, it was a period where I did a lot of writing. I did a lot of writing because it was almost I did I laugh about it because it was almost like a therapy for me for writing, but it's true. It was a way for me to express how I was feeling, things that I'd heard people were going through, things that I was experiencing. I could put it all down on paper. And when I wrote these songs, I thought I was writing them for myself, David. I never thought that anybody would ever hear these songs. And it unfortunately my marriage ended. After those several decades, my marriage did end. And it was to nobody's fault, but I did put my music aside early in that relationship. Our passion for music didn't align,
Mhm.
and I made a decision to, I made a vow. I have to respect it, and so that's why it took me so long to start to live and perform and go back into the studio again. And it's almost like I'm just like a rebirth, right? It's
Mhm.
just, and every time I get out on stage, it is just euphoric for me because I feel like I've waited a big portion of my life to be able to do this.
Now, the songs that you wrote along the way, I, I'm going to assume that you continued to write even though you weren't performing. And this album almost sounds like Fleetwood Mac's Rumors album that was written as everybody was breaking up and everybody was having relationships with everybody else. There was a lot of turmoil in the band, and yet they produced this amazing, amazing work, probably one of their best albums that they ever produced. Is that what we hear in this album? Like all of these different times of your life, and there's happiness, and there's sadness, and there's strife, and there's stress. Is that what we hear in this album?
It is. It really is. It's an expression of what I was going through, things I was experiencing. The album is called Can't Stop Me Now, and that is the last song that I wrote on the album. And it is the one that is now kind of summing up where I am. That there's like nothing that can stop me now from pursuing what I want to do except for me. I'm the only one who can stop me now. So it's kind of like all kind of come together on the album with that one song as almost like the anthem. But it could be anybody's personal anthem, really.
Coming into the music business at this stage of your life as a mature person, as opposed to someone that's in their teens that's coming into the business. What advantages does that give you coming into the business with life experience?
Yeah. Thank you for the mature.
You are most welcome.
Um,
I am beyond mature.
I think that coming into it, I have a different perspective. Um, I've lived some of my life, right? And I've gotten to that other side of it now where it's like, okay, now I can kind of focus on my dreams and what I really want to do in life. And another another big thing that I think is worked to my advantage is that I really don't take a lot of criticism to heart.
Mhm.
And I think that for a lot of younger people coming into this industry, it's hard for them if they get any kind of criticism or a door that closes or they get a no. And I got to tell you, I've had some no's along the way, but for me, it kind of fires me up, right? I'm like, okay, well, what's next then? And I think that maybe just my outlook on the whole scene is a little bit different. I take what comes and I appreciate everything that comes, but I don't really dwell on the negative.
I think that's the sales side of you coming out. There was a
So,
speaker in sales that said, sales is just math. And for every no that you hear, you're getting closer to a yes because if you hear enough no's, you know the yes is coming. So just invite no's. Tell everybody, I want to hear a no. I want to hear a no because the more no's I hear, the closer I am to a yes.
yeah.
And it sounds like you've adopted that philosophy.
I am a true believer if you work at something hard enough, things are going to happen. It's just inevitable. If you really love something and you want it and you work hard enough at it, I believe the universe is going to eventually make things happen for you. So, and you know what? Whether it's like everybody looks at success a different way. Some people look at success as you get a number one hit, you're, touring across the US or Canada. And, for me, success is every single milestone that I'm hitting is success for me. I'm like so excited about every little thing. So, yeah, I think that's kind of how I look at it a little differently.
Many artists are always chasing the record deal. Is that still on your list of things to achieve as a record deal, or are you happy to remain as an independent artist, producing your thing, doing it the way that you want to do? Because it sounds like you're an extremely driven individual.
Yeah, well, there's positives and negatives, I guess, to it. The thing about being an independent artist is your ability, right? You get to choose what you want to sing, when you want to put it out, and you have control over that. Uh, the the negative part is that I've this is what I've discovered, and I'm sure many other independent artists have discovered, is that without the assistance of a label or a larger company for distribution, it is very hard to get to that next level. And, I can see how some musicians may get frustrated And a lot of, you hear that musicians give up because it's just too frustrating. But I've heard so many times when I attend conferences and and you have speakers that they say, you know what, we see it. We see you guys out there doing your thing. And they said, when it comes to a point, we will not be able to ignore you because you will have that following and you will be able to fill, theaters. And so, remaining an independent artist, I think, is something that's just going to happen until you reach that plateau, till you hit that.
Amanda, that's a paradox of what it takes to get a label to recognize you now, because they want you to have millions of streams on platforms. They
Mhm.
want you to be able to, pack a room or a theater. And it's almost like, well, if I've got 10 million streams and I've got airplay and I've got royalty music coming in and I can pack a room, and what do I need a label for?
There's another thing, right? Look at Tennille Townes, right? She was with a label for a long time, and she just went back to being independent again
Mhm.
because she wanted to release her music when she wanted.
Right.
And she still is packing rooms. But I think that having the assistance of a well-known larger label is what takes an artist just over that hump, right? To get them to where they want to be. They want to be heard. So to get on a Billboard chart is quite a feat for an independent artist.
Amanda, let's get into one of your songs. If you are a heartbreaker or a heartbreak E, you will relate to this song. Let's take a listen to singer-songwriter Amanda Keeles and her song, "Playing It Cool."
There goes another heart that you wrecked. They hit 'em out fast when they least expect. Common sense telling me to run, but you're a good-looking, smooth-talking son of a gun. You walked in with your ego loud that you just don't
That was Playing It Cool by Amanda Keeles. Amanda, tell us what is that song about and what was the inspiration to write it?
That song is about a serial heartbreaker. There's this guy who goes around and he's really good looking and he's breaking all these girls' hearts and I know that there's someone like that in everybody's life, whether it's man or woman. There's somebody in their life that they can remember that they've seen or they've met along the way. And what it is kind of a flip on playing it cool and driving this guy crazy because he's like, why isn't she into me? And why isn't she swooning over me? And he's blowing up her phone at 1 a.m. And so that's kind of where the idea of playing it cool came from.
Amanda, which one are you?
I was the playing it cool.
Amanda, how do
I was
people...
not the serial heartbreaker. I was not. I was definitely the play it cool.
How do people find out more about you and your music? What's the website, the socials, and the streaming platforms?
Yeah, so I'm on www.amandakeeles.com. My handle on Instagram is Amanda Keeles, and my Facebook is Amanda Keeles Music. You can find me on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music. Anywhere that you stream, you'll be able to find me.
We have been in conversation with Amanda Keeles. Amanda, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much, David.